Hi, hi, hi.
Hi.
We're about to board the bus for our DC night tour. We are going to, I believe, between 8 and 10 stops in Washington, DC, the nation's capital. And I don't know what's the first stop, but the Uber guide told us it's so beautiful. It's wonderful. Breathtaking, he said. So we're about to begin. We'll give you more updates as we get to each stop. Okay? Stay tuned. We just left the first stop, which is the capital.
Sports, exhibit. Yeah, did you go do transportation
Okay.
exhibit also?
This is so beautiful. I'm glad we're doing this.
The
This
trains, okay.
is
The exhibit on the presidents is
beautiful.
really good. So
I'm glad I
it's gonna
chose
remind you of something
this.
like at Disney.
Yeah.
And this
But
is
really
good.
thoughtful
It's
with their role,
wonderful.
yeah, and the Star
A
Spangled
lot
Banner.
of history
What other
here.
museums?
And the guide, oh my
Yeah,
God, he's
so listen,
knowledgeable.
we say
He knows
that
his
the
stuff.
American History Museum is America's attic.
Very
so in their
impressive.
collection, they do have Fonzie's leather jacket
Yeah.
from Happy Days,
Just
Mr. Rogers
unfortunate
sweaters and
Stephen and
cardigans from
Wallace
Mr.
not
Rogers'
here.
neighborhood, Archie Bunker's chair,
They
Julia
really,
Child's
really
kitchen.
would have enjoyed this.
Time entry passes.
Look at
The Washington
that.
Monument requires a time entry pass
the
also.
Washington
They
Monument.
give out
Washington
first come,
Monument.
first served basis.
That's a
between 12 and
phallic
about
symbol.
2,000 a day. You gotta line up at the Monument
You know,
Lodge,
it's
which is
supposed
that
to
little
be,
building to the left in front of
a
it.
man's
They start lining up,
private.
let's say sometime just after 7.
Look at that. This
They
is
don't
so
actually start
beautiful.
giving out the tickets at that time, but
So this is the White House, guys. Yeah, can you do this at the executive mansion in Liberia? No.
I don't even understand what they have there.
Can you please look to
Oh.
the
Little
down? Thank you so much.
thank you.
You can't do this.
No.
No
So,
way.
I was just being told that the White House was formerly called the Executive Mansion.
Yes.
The,
Nobody pushing us here.
No.
Nobody pushing us. I see a black vehicle there in the distance, and you know that's the Secret Service, but they're not bothering us. Nobody pushing, hitting people with gun butt.
They will not control the surface of the
Yeah.
planet.
Nobody pushing
We're
us
on the
here.
north side of the White House.
This is the north side, and they're not pushing us. They're not cursing us. Not telling us get up from here. When I'm by my eye, I'm move from here. Nobody doing it here. We are here in peace. We're going now to our last stop. Oh my God, this is one of the best, the very best. I couldn't wait for this one. And this is the Lincoln Memorial. And we're about to see where Dr. King gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. Look at that.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
And according to the tour guide, it's 19 feet by 19 feet. And in Lincoln's day, he stood at 6'4", and he was the tallest
Of all his
at that time.
contemporaries.
And at that time, the average height was 5'7".
Wow.
That's A.B. Lincoln.
Man.
Let's move over to the Gettysburg Address.
Okay.
It's right there. Unfortunately, it's dark. They're supposed to put light on it. You know, like 2 lights on the side.
Give a little history of the Gettysburg Address.
So, guys, I read
Yeah.
that Lincoln, President Lincoln, was not the orator for the day. He wasn't the one chosen to speak that day. Okay? But a guy called Edward Everett, I believe.
Everett, yeah.
Everett was the speaker for the day. Okay? And he spoke for almost 3 hours. And nothing he said is remembered today. You read it, yes, the text is there, but nobody remembers it. Now, Lincoln being president, you know, he was called at the end, toward the end of the ceremony, he was called to make remarks, okay, in his capacity as president, okay? Like, let's call on the president now to make remarks as we dedicate, you know, this piece of land in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So President Lincoln got up and he spoke. And that's what's called the Gettysburg Address. Okay? You would think that every, you know,
Was the
speech
yeah.
will be the Gettysburg. No, it wasn't. But what Lincoln said
Yeah.
for a few minutes is remembered today as the Gettysburg Address.
In history.
Okay?
Well, you read the history.
407 years ago,
Yeah.
our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
That's the ball.
Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here give their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract.
Yes.
The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. Look at that. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Gettysburg Address, written on the tree. Okay, he was not even writing, they say he scribbled on the tree on his way to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And so when they called on him, he just went there and he just said this. And this is what's remembered as the Gettysburg Address. There you have it. Coming from Washington, D.C. Okay? Let go. We are heading back to our car, our bus, okay? And this has been fun. And on these steps, Dr. King gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. On these steps at the Lincoln Memorial, right here. Okay?
These are the stairs.
So guys, this is it. This is too funny, right? So, I was mistaken. Earlier, I said at the Lincoln Memorial that was our last stop, but it isn't. The last stop is the Korean War Veteran Memorial.
Yeah.
So we're here, and my husband is saying that he heard that Charles Taylor was going to, I think, build some memorial to the veterans of the Civil War, and he will have people like Asim Musa and Benjamin Yeti.
Imagine them as veterans.
Poor me.
We're talking about people who struggle to defend this country.
So, because let's think now. Let's recall some of the people who will be in
You're
that
talking about
at that
Paul-
memorial.
talking about Paul V, then Asim Musa, then,
Yeah, Moses Vani,
then
Paul V, Benjamin Yeti,
those
Asim
killers.
Musa, Batu Taylor.
Can you imagine that? Dr.
Our
King.
21st wedding anniversary, patriotic diary, has come to an end.